Hey, what's going on there, buddy?
Hey, look at you over there, Mikey, with a little pop filter, like you're saying some shit.
Yeah, I'm a little fucking fancy pants over here.
A
You
little
see this
fucking
shit?
fancy. Hey, welcome to another mission accomplished. It's Wednesday night. Your two favorite podcasters are back on the mic, and we got a triple header for you guys tonight. Our first guest is waiting in the green room right now, so let's go ahead and do these sponsor reads real quick. First up, we got Next Level Elite. My goodness, they got the cleanest products on the market. If you want to get strong, you want to get fit, you want to get lean, get on there. Go to nextlevelsubs.com/Mike and Mish. Use the promo code MISH10. Get 10% off your order. 10. I'm telling you, man, they got a really nice lineup of products there. They got everything from amino acids, BCAAs, proteins, pre-workouts, sleep aids, B12 shots, anything you need. Get on there. Get yourself some goddamn Next Level Elite shit, would you? All right. Up next, we got Killfoot Clothing. Killfoot Clothing makes the Mission Accomplished t-shirts, but they also make badass veteran shit like all the other veteran clothes you see. They make the best of it. American made. Go to missionaccomplished.com. Go to killfootclothing.com or hit me up in a direct message and I will get you a Mission Accomplished t-shirt. And last but not least, our day one sponsor, we got Massage Therafix, Holding Hands Massage. Go see Jackie. If you're a veteran or an active military member, go see your provider, get a referral, go to holdenhandsmassage.com and book yourself an appointment with Jackie Holden. She is the best in the business. She speaks to the body. She understands. I don't know how the hell she does it. She's like one of them like freaks, you know. She communicates with the old body, finds those trigger point spots, and she alleviates the pain. She's the best in the business. If you're not a soldier, if you're not a veteran, go to massagetherafix.com. Do all that. I promise you'll be thanking me later. And that brings us to our first guest of the evening, Michael. What do you say we bring in Mr. Jay Jackson?
Let's do it. Action Jackson.
Action Jackson in the house. Hello, sir. How are you?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're doing great.
Man, great, man. Great.
Doing good.
Awesome.
All right. So we got Mr. Jay Jackson, Action Jackson, who is signed with the Smith Brothers Combat Sports, and he will be making his BKFC debut July 23rd at BKFC 19 in Tampa, Florida. Am I wrong about that, sir?
Not at all. All clear.
All clear. So
clear and ready to go.
Hell yeah, man. Do we know who your opponent is yet? Are they going to allow us to know who the hell you're fighting?
You know what? This time I'm going to not say anything, but I got my contract and everything's signed.
I think
I'm allowed, but I don't know, man. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, but everything's like clear. I'm ready. I'm fighting this time, so I'm pretty excited. So, I mean, I have to say I want to throw his name in there, but I mean, I don't. Like last time I threw his name on a podcast, we ended up the fight got pushed back. So
ended up changing opponents.
Yeah, I ended up changing stuff up and stuff like that, and I ended up getting pushed back to this card. So I'm like, but I mean, like I'll let them do what they do. Yeah, I mean, I'll let them announce the name of my opponent and stuff like that. But just know it's going to be a good fight, and I've been training hard for it. So
no,
I'm pretty stoked.
We're going to talk about your training in a second, but before we move on from that, can we just talk about this for a second? You guys are 16 days out from your fight, and for some reason, BKFC is still staying on this everything's a secret thing that they do. Why the hell can't we just know who the hell you're fighting, man? So we can talk about it.
I know. I want to. But I mean, like my thing is, I like I said, like the last time I did, when I threw the name in there, and the fight didn't happen. Yeah, I mean, so I'm like, well, this time I'll take my time, which I'm like snitching on myself as I'm doing this interview. But like I said, I got my contract in, and I did all my stuff. So I think, I think it's a go. You know what I mean? But we'll see what. I'll let them throw it out first before I start throwing other people's names in. I know I'm in it, so I'm good.
It would be cool. Your manager, Kevin Smith, Smith Brother Combat Sports. Shout out to them boys. Yeah, Kevin is in the comment section right now asking about what's wrong with your camera. Kevin, what's wrong with us knowing who his opponent is?
Actually, your camera was better when you were outside.
Yeah,
a minute ago.
Talking about my camera? Talking about me?
Yeah.
Sure, all right, let's go outside.
Yeah. No, your audio is coming through crystal clear. It's just like your video's a little choppy.
How about now? I don't know.
Yeah, you're fine.
It was good when we were talking to you before, but
yeah, maybe get closer to the crib.
All right, let's talk about you as a fighter. You have been literally all over the world. When we talked to you down in Birmingham, Alabama, you spoke about, you traveled the world, learning all forms of mixed martial arts. You trained in Phuket, Thailand. What are some of the other spots you've stopped along the way? I heard you stopped in Amsterdam and trained with Musasi once or twice. Can you talk a little bit about where your martial arts journey has taken you throughout this giant world of ours?
Well, I think we may have lost him.
You done fucked up, man.
Sorry,
see, there we go. Look at him. Oh, he was just perfect for a second there,
Yeah. Lose me?
There you go.
Did you hear anything that I said to you, sir?
No. You started with the I heard you start talking, and then it started getting choppy.
I'll give it a roundabout. When we talked to you down in Birmingham, it was brief. We talked to you a little bit. We had just interviewed Steve Panda Banks that day, and I thought it was coincidental that you said that you had trained out in Phuket, Thailand. Which was a Phuket top team. I mean, where are other spots along the? I know that you have trained all over the world, here and there. What are some of the spots that you've stopped along the way that led you to where you're at now? Signing with Smith Brothers and coaching down there.
I was training with Team Quest in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I fucked around with a few gyms in Europe, and then running into Gegard Musasi at KOPS. Or I think it's Cobbs, but I'm just going to say KOPS. I got to spar with him in Amsterdam. In Thailand, again, I went back to Thailand, and then I ran into Mark Galbraith. Got to get hit by him a few times. Went to Egypt, trained in Egypt a few times. Oh, not a few times, but one time for about 2.5 weeks, and messed around with the Olympic wrestling team there. Actually, the silver medalist there made his bare knuckle MMA debut actually a couple of weeks back.
At Game Bread?
Yeah, at that Game Bread show. Yeah.
Who was that?
Muhammad. I think it goes off by Muhammad Fazi, and that's what I know him by. But he was I guess he comes out as the Egyptian prince or something like that. But he ended up fighting 2 times in 2 weeks in the United States. And
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He won in really quick, right? 10 seconds, 15 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's crazy good. So that's
good for him.
That's a guy. That's a guy to look up for. I mean, look forward to. But and then I Thai Works in UK. Then I trained at I think it was Madrid Muay Thai in Spain. So yeah, I just did this big old tour. I've actually been on tour for the past 6-7 years.
Wow.
Of just different gyms and just training and introducing myself and then now I'm then I was in Florida. Then I was in Florida, training with the guys at Smith Brothers and just sharing my knowledge with those guys. So
and where are you at right now?
Right now I'm in Auburn, Michigan. I came up here to help my buddy Jay Fish. Before I got signed, he's supposed to be fighting in August. So I'm up here training with Jay Fish for about a week, and then then make my way back to Tampa and kick some ass. So
yeah, Jay Fish is a good friend of the show. I saw you with that big old chain on around your neck, the Mad Titan chain there.
Yeah, you're right, a Mad Titan chain. Yeah, doing some dips.
Guy's a beast, huh?
Dips, yeah, man.
What is that? Is it Coop's Ironworks or what? Coop?
Yeah, Coop's Ironworks in Saginaw.
Yeah,
Saginaw,
man.
Michigan. Yeah,
they obviously produce some beasts over there, man.
Beautiful gym, and it's a beautiful gym, man.
It does look really nice.
It's really nice. It's actually really nice. I love some Coops now.
Yeah,
So,
Joe Ivy just pointed out 2 J's, Jay Jackson, Jay Fish. You
Look
know
at
what?
that.
Mike and Mish are slow. We didn't catch on to that. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe Ivy.
appreciate
2
it, Joe.
J's.
2 J's.
Just a couple of J's up
Couple
in
J's.
Saginaw wearing some chains around their neck. No big deal.
No big
So
deal.
when you're training, you're the owner of Multiverse FC.
Yeah.
And speak a bit about that and what you do.
Oh man, my Multiverse FC project, just where it's just to bring people together to teach them some unarmed combat. I set up private lessons and we just get together and I teach them a little bit of Muay Thai, kickboxing, and a little bit of boxing and a little bit of grappling. So it's just a way to share my journey and essentially develop my own gym in the next couple of years. So just my retirement plan.
When you say people, do you like mean like anybody, like kids, adults?
Yeah. Well, with my experience now, I've trained kids. I train women. I train men. I assist with other people's in their training camps and stuff like that. Like I'm assisting Fish with his training camp. Just things like that. So that's pretty much what it's just my way to share my knowledge with everyone through my 10 or 11 years of doing MMA. So.
DJs. Like
Coach
DJ
J.
Tony.
DJ Tony said, "What's up,
Coach J? Yeah, Tony. I trained Tony. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So you'll literally train anybody if you're going to train Tony. Jeez.
Yeah, no, he's doing good, man.
We like Tony.
Tony's about to have some hands.
So and another guy who's been in the news a lot, because of the Hector Lombard thing, Lorenzo Hunt. You got a little training in with Lorenzo, huh?
Oh man, Mr. Hunt, man, he's a wizard. And I hope he gets. I think he did get his title shot. And I really want to see that fight with him and Hector. But yeah, man, I got to mess with Lorenzo Hunt a little bit. Like I said, it's just a wizard. Really broke me down, helped me with my flaws. Just a really good training partner, a really good coach.
Yeah, we were right there for the whole mix, and we really hope Lorenzo is another really good friend of the show, and we're hoping he gets his shot. I mean, how can they not give him that shot now after that?
Not at all.
So
not at all. I mean,
after you help Jay Fish and after you go win your debut, you're gonna have to go down and get in training camp with Mr. Hunt and get him that title.
Oh, you already know. I mean, like I said, I think he's going to he's going to get that W. You know what I mean? I think it's well deserved. I mean, he's all finishes, and he's pretty much like one of the faces of BKFC. So I don't see why he shouldn't have a title shot. But
especially
we'll see.
now.
Yeah, especially now. Like, oh my God, I was so hyped watching that.
All right, so let's talk about your debut. You're going to be in there, opponent to be named later. What weight class are you going to be competing in? I believe you said 185 when we met you in Birmingham, but are you going to be at 185, 175?
No, I'm saying at 85.
185?
Yeah, it's 10-pound cut. So it won't be nothing for me to cut down to 185. That's why I usually fight anyway, is 85. So.
Yeah, and with your massive base of mixed martial arts, like you've trained everything. Like you said, you train with the Egyptian wrestling team, BJJ, Muay Thai, everything. How do you see your transition moving forward into bare knuckle as far as how you're training for this debut? Do you ever picture yourself, tempted to throw a knee or a kick or, shoot for a double leg at some point, you know what I mean? I feel like you get into a train of mind and you might,
it's muscle memory,
right. Like after watching the last few shows I've been to, you see that happen to a lot of the fighters. They'll get hit and they'll go for a takedown, or they'll go for a knee in the clinch. So I've been really working on not doing that. You know what I mean? Just working on my upper body wrestling and stuff like that, Greco-Roman wrestling, and working on the clinch and things like that. But I'm really working on develop those habits of not throwing a kick or throwing a low kick or because I've even been dreaming about it the last couple of weeks because we're getting closer and closer. So I'm like, what if I throw a kick? Or something stupid like that.
Right.
But I'm I'm not really worried. I'm really worried. I've really been working on my clinch work and just working on my upper body wrestling. That's just been that's been my go-to too since especially in the beginning of my MMA career was working Greco. You know what I mean? So it's just underhooks and arm drags and things like that. So I really think that's going to help me with my transition with the bare knuckle fighting championships. But now I'm not really worried about having like a bad habit knee or a low kick or anything like that. I'm super excited about throwing hands. So this be the first time that's the first time I've actually fought, and I take that back. It's the first time in a while since it's been just hands. So we're just taking the gloves off, and I'm ready to take a taste.
It's funny because, they always talk about like bare knuckle is under the unified rules of boxing, minus the gloves. But like you just said, an underhook, you can't do an underhook. You can't clinch an underhook in traditional boxing and go to work on someone, or, clinch the neck and just start throwing little mini uppercuts. So our second guest was kind of like involved in a fight that had like some screwiness involved with the unified rules of boxing compared to bare knuckle. So we're going to talk to him about that. Do you study like the rule, because do you have any professional boxing matches?
I've only did Golden Gloves. That's the reason why I had to go back when I say I was like, oh, I'm ready to just throw hands, but I haven't threw hands. I mean, like I did Golden Glove boxing.
Yep.
At the beginning of my career. And I was trying to make my pro boxing debut before COVID, but then COVID happened. So, and then now all of a sudden, now the gloves are taken off. So, I mean, I guess the clinches are different because I've also been sparring with boxers, and I'll go for the bare knuckle clinch, and they're just like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, like you can't. I mean, like excuse me. It's more like they had to get used to it. Yeah, I mean, because they're like, we don't do that here. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do that in boxing. So I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different transition even for boxers with the bare knuckle clinch game. So I'm happy to actually work on that with some of my sparring partners and things like that.
Yeah, we can't find the actual rules anywhere. I mean, I've scoured the internet looking for the actual top to bottom rules of bare knuckle, but you'll find like little things or fan made pages and stuff like that, but you can't find like the official rules. So it's hard to figure out where the blending happens and what rules actually are official, because you see a lot of weird things going on. I mean, it's new, so it'll probably all get smoothed out over time. But you had a crazy fight in the past, right? And you probably knew we were going to bring this up, right?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my God, that fight. Man, it was, and the fight was wild. I love and hate it. And everyone who talks to me about it, I'm like, I love and hate it because I cut a lot of weight, you know what I mean? And it was for a title. It was probably one of my last amateur fights. I cut like so much weight last minute to get down to 70, and the first round was just terrible for me. And then we go into the second round, and my corner looks at me and he goes, you know what you got to do, right? I'm like, I got to kick this dude's ass. You see how that fucking first round went? It
was a slugfest. Like you guys were winging them, man.
We were throwing fucking bombs, and he was catching me. So yeah, it was just like I thought he was gonna go for a takedown, and the takedown just never came. And I'm talking about in the first round, just the takedown just never came. He wanted to throw, and by the time I kind of realized in the middle of the first round that we were gonna slug it out, I've already got clipped with so many. I mean, like not really. I mean, I got clipped with so many punches that it was like, all right, well, we're slugging. So going into the second round, I kind of went into the mindset that we're slugging, but I was still hurt. And all of a sudden, we just made history after that. It was probably, I'm not even kidding. It's still one of the most hype fights that people talk to me about.
Well,
and, we're going to show it to the audience right now.
We are. We have it. So if you want to walk us through.
You're going to relive it one more time. You're going to walk us through it.
I'll relive it one time.
One more time. Just once. This is going to be the last time you see it.
Nah. Probably not. Go ahead.
The world premiere of
the world premiere. The world
premiere. Here we go. Let's take a look at this footage.
Yep, got excited. Boom.
Whoa.
Hand comes down. But no one runs. See, still alive, guys, still alive.
How rocked were you? Were you?
I remember the whole entire punch, man. Like, I remember.
I'll play it again.
Like, okay, we get here. I see this punch coming, that one, and I'm like,
so
shit.
Crazy.
I see that punch coming, and then I was like, I gotta hit him first, and I go for it, and then he falls down, and I'm like, yes. So I try to go forward, and then like when the referee pushes me off, I'm actually going yes because I didn't want to go anymore, and then I flop around like a fish after because I'm like I didn't realize I didn't have my legs. And I get back up and give everyone a thumbs up and find out that I knew that I won because the referee goes, he's out. And I go, yes. And then I gave everyone a thumbs up that I was still alive. But yeah, I remember that whole entire fight. Like, oh my God, it was such a wild fight. I love it. And me and Owen still talk. He's such a good guy. And I only wish him the best.
You know what? And it's a crazy story you get to tell your grandkids later on.
Yeah.
Tell everybody.
I do that, and then now I'm doing bare knuckle. So like, I decided to take off the gloves. But,
sit down and get ready for story time.
Story time.
Grandpa, we already heard this story 10 times.
And we watched it on YouTube over and over again. Like, we watched it on YouTube. My friend shared it. I'm like, people are still sharing that shit.
Susan Walker says you're
going
to be fun. You're going to be fun to watch at bare knuckles the way you throw them hands, man.
I'm gonna try. Like I said, I'm gonna try to come in with some. I'm gonna come in with a little bit more technical. I also have to remember this is bare knuckle. So I'm super excited about taking a taste at this, and and testing my, taking the gloves off, man. I'm super excited. I've been stoked about this ever since I did tryouts. So.
Well, we don't know who your opponent is. We don't know if he's I'm assuming that you got some footage on this man. No, exactly what you're prepared for.
I know who I'm fighting. It's just like, I gotta what sucks is I've been trying to get this fight signed all week. So don't blame me.
It's all right. We're just fine. We're breaking your balls, man.
I just don't want. Like I said, I just don't want.
We say this every card. Every single card that comes out, there's this big mystery to who's fighting. I bet you we probably know the other person too, and we know that you're fighting. We know that they're fighting, and we probably know 8 other people who are fighting, but nobody can say who's fighting each other until 2 days before the fights. You find out at the weigh-ins. Oh
yeah, we know that. We know that guy. Yeah.
Hey, we actually talked to both of them at one point or another.
Right.
On the way in.
On the way in. I mean, like I said, I wish. I mean, and at the same time, though, it would have been no fun. I'm not I ain't no shit talker or anything like that. I said I respect every warrior that steps into this bare knuckle ring. This is a new sport. I think we should all work together to try to get this sport up off its feet. I mean, I'm just blessed to be on a card with 2 former UFC fighters and 2 popular fighters at that. So I mean, I'm just blessed about the whole situation. I'm going to be humble all the way till the end because I'm just happy that I got my contract. I'm happy that I'm able to get a debut with bare knuckle. So I appreciate it so much. So after that, then maybe I'll find my costume and stuff like that and start playing Batman or some shit. But right now I'm just happy that I'm able to get in with bare knuckle. And big shout out to Smith Brothers for dealing with my Madonna ass to try to get this fight going. But I appreciate Mr. Smith for helping me out.
Yeah, Kevin's a good guy.
Yeah, it's my dude.
Kevin is a good dude. Now we're gonna do a quick 5-question speed round with you. Now Kevin's not a big fan of it, but he can just he could turn it off right now. This is 5 questions to get to know Jay Jackson. Starting off, what's the craziest shit that you saw happen while you were in Thailand?
Shit. Nothing. I mean, it's just fucking everything. Everything awesome was time. One thing though, like watching elephant shit.
Nothing
funny. Again, I had to pull this girl out the way.
Hold on a second.
Girl out the way. It was hilarious.
What do you mean watching elephant shit? Where did you see elephant shit in Thailand? Are they just walking around?
No. I was I was playing. We were at this place called a Dumbo Spa, and we like get to play in the mud with the elephants and shit, and like we're in the mud and she got stuck, and this freaking elephant started just like he put her ass up and started fucking shooting off motherfucking softballs. I was like, oh shit, I had to pull that bitch out the way, like move bitch, and pull that bitch out the way, and just see these softballs start coming out this elephant's ass. So yeah, that's probably like one of the wildest things. That was hilarious.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, they weren't like shotguns, but they were just falling. I'm like, man, that one of the motherfuckers that fell on her head like coconuts.
When you said nothing, I was like, no, come on now. You got it. You said Panda Banks. Right. He said nothing, and then he comes out with this fucking softball shit out of an elephant's ass story from nowhere. Nothing happened. Just this one time, an elephant shit all over the place.
I feel like I'm like a normal life dude, like for like the most part, but then I find out, and then I have to go through my memory and be like, I did see some wild shit. Like literally.
All right, number 2.
Panda Banks. Goddamn
Fight Circus.
That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen as far as fights are concerned.
I love Panda.
And John Nutt.
Awesome. Panda's awesome. That motherfucker's fast for a heavyweight too.
He is. He's very
the 3-on-1s.
He's very deceiving with his body type and his style. He's got cardio for freaking days for a big man, and he's really fast. Yeah. So that's we like Panda. If you could recommend one martial art to everyone that would help them in the real world, which one would you pick?
Jiu-jitsu, man. Jiu-jitsu.
All day, every day.
All day. I mean, jiu-jitsu. I mean, hey, I'm not okay. So I like grappling and whatever. You know what I mean? And I've done grappling a lot. But I'm also not like I don't love it because I'm not great at it. So just like it's one of those things. Yeah. But I've done grappling my whole entire time of doing MMA and jiu-jitsu. It's just it keeps you calm in like regular situations in life, like being in an elevator full of people, because none of them are gonna like try to choke you out. But it just keeps you calm and smooth. It's almost like I call it competition yoga. If you get used to doing jiu-jitsu, because it's just about, you got to learn how to be calm and aggressive at the same time. And just, I recommend jiu-jitsu to everybody.
Oh yeah. When I first started doing jiu-jitsu, the higher level belts, when I would roll with them, it would almost be like they're taking a friggin' nap while I'm like working my ass off trying to do something. They're just like chilling. And it pissed me off.
Chilling.
And like you said, in jiu-jitsu for real, they're starting to like require that police officers take jiu-jitsu,
which I think is great.
Yeah. So number 3, if you weren't involved in combat sports, what would you be doing with yourself?
Nothing. If I was doing, I'd probably be like a CNA or something like that, because that's what I do on the side. I'm a caregiver.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, like I probably do CNA work or something like that. I like doing that type of stuff.
All right. Who do you consider the greatest boxer of all time?
Anderson Silva, after like a couple weeks ago.
Shit. Get out of here.
Of all time.
Anderson Silva. That's my dude.
Like of last Friday.
As of last Friday, Anderson Silva. I really was a big fan of Roy Jones Jr. That was my dude. So I'll put Roy up there. That's Roy Jones Jr.
Dude, that's a great answer. He's my favorite of all time. So I'll just we'll move on to the last question of the night for you, and then we'll let you do your shout outs and we'll get you going. Who do you have winning the Conor Poirier trilogy this weekend?
Why'd you do this to me, man?
Come on, man. I'm asking everybody tonight.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna go with Poirier, just because he's got the confidence is fresh from the last fight, and
how.
Just having just the confidence of the win. Yeah, I mean, like you're just getting a W from the last fight. I know Conor would check the calf kick this time or whatnot, but at the same time, no, I think it takes a couple more months to recover from a loss. You know what I mean? To go against that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that Conor hasn't going to get over and doesn't have balls of steel, but it's just like, that L is fresh. So
he is known for those quick turnarounds, though.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like
he likes to get right back in there. So
yeah, look at the Nate Diaz fight. So I say the fight's going to be better, but I also think that Dustin's going to be better. So I'm going to go with Poirier on this one, and but I'm going to pray for a good fight. Man. You know what I mean? Hopefully it goes all 3 rounds
by KO.
All 5. No, not by KO though. Not by KO. I think it's gonna go all rounds.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it go all the rounds. I think it's gonna go by decisions. I think we're gonna get disappointed, and it's gonna go by decision. I think there might be a stutter. There's gonna be a little bit more of a stutter step in this next one. Like, it's gonna be like in there on to like the fourth round. Be like, oh my god. but I mean, like, hey, I think Poirier can pull it off.
Hell yeah. All right, Action Jackson. Why don't you give us a prediction for your fight on July 23rd? Shout out your sponsors, say your shout outs to whoever you want to say, and then get on your way, brother.
Hey man, my prediction for my fight, I think since we're both stand-up guys, I don't think it's gonna get out of the first round. I want to thank Smith Brothers, Coops Coops Gym in Saginaw, the Multiverse FC, of course, my gym, and everyone who's out supporting me and everything, shirts, mugs, and more, who create my shirts. And yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah. We look forward to seeing you on July 23rd against a mystery partner.
Thanks for coming on.
The mystery guy, the white air, the white candy, you know what I mean?
All right, man.
All
Thank
right,
you
man.
for coming on. You're welcome back anytime. Have a good one.
Thank you, man. Take it easy, guys.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, Mike.
Hey, now.
That was Action Jackson fighting the mystery man. Everybody, make sure you go check out Next Level Elite. Use that Mish'N promo code. Get 10% off your purchase.
Your
Check
order.
out your order. And we have another guest waiting patiently in the green room. This man is a absolute fucking monster. I don't know. What do you say? He's the Irish Spartan, and he's a beast.
You don't be fucking with Irish when you're boxing, and you don't be fucking with Spartans when you fight.
Yeah, he'll ship your ass up to Boston to find your fucking legs, Mike. Here we go. His name is Scott O'Shaughnessy, or fans of the Key and Peele show might call you O'Shag Hennessy. What up, dog?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing really, really well. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. This is the Mike, and this is the Mission Accomplished show, the Mike and Mish show, whatever you want to call us. We're kind of like merging two shows every week now. So this guy here he made his debut at BKFC 16, right? That was BKFC 16. That was the Elmore Garcia card. A lot of great fights on it. Oh, dude, you and Melvin Gillard, you had Davi Diaz and Spencer Ruggieri. That fucking card was off the hook. Actually,
yeah, a good card, dude. That was pretty cool to be a part of that one for sure.
Hell yeah, man. And you made your debut. But before we talk about that, let's talk about you as a person. So you are from Louisiana, born and raised, or what?
Yeah, Slidell, Louisiana. It's about 20 minutes east-ish of New Orleans.
East-ish.
Yeah,
and
directions too good, but yeah.
Now, so you're born and raised there. Your entire martial arts career came from that area. Were you a wrestler? Were you a boxer?
Yeah, I actually started training a long time ago in I think 05 in California. I lived in California for about a year and a half, and I started training out there at a gym in Temecula, and then Teen Quest whenever Dan Henderson opened his gym in Temecula, and then I moved back to home in Slidell, and now I started with Rich Clementi, and I stayed there for 12 years or so.
Well, one of our viewers says you are a fine-looking gentleman there, Mr. O'Shag Hennessy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and now you are a cop, right? You're a police officer.
Yeah, man. I'm a major crimes detective now, but I started, same deal, patrolman. Did that for a while as a road cop, and then bumped up to investigations, and moved again to major crimes. So I do all the bad shit now. That
must be pretty eventful.
Yeah, man. It's certainly it's never dull. That's for sure. I really enjoy it.
I've always been a little envious. Sorry, Kyle. I have a friend that's a detective, and I've always been a little envious of that because I always wanted to be a cop and then, ultimately be a detective. And is it all it's cracked up to be? I mean, obviously, you can't really talk too much shit about your job, or can you?
No, we can't go too much into it. I enjoy it, man. I wouldn't want to do anything else as far as a career. I got a servant's heart, man, and that's something that I'm really proud that I've been able to kind of make an impact in, and I love it, dude. I really do. I've been in some pretty shitty spots because of it, but I wouldn't do anything different.
have you solved any like super crazy crimes that you were just like so happy you had to go out and celebrate and you remembered it forever?
You know, I've done anything from, you know, aggravated rapes to, you know, murders. You know, I've put some pretty bad people in jail. You know?
Nice.
Awesome.
Like an OJ Simpson type. How about that? Oh, wait a minute. He was innocent, by the way.
Totally no. Okay, you're all wrong.
You tell a cop OJ was innocent, that's not going to get you very far.
Yeah.
Hey, is that where you met Nick Sherlock? He was a cop, right?
He went through the academy. He worked for Jefferson Parish for a little bit. I actually met him years before that. And I kind of always, he started training at Rich a few years after I started training with Rich, and we kind of kicked it off pretty quickly.
Yeah, shout out to Nick and Fight Sports Focus. Everybody should go check out that show. Awesome dudes. And his management or their management company, him and Hoffman, they got what is it, Devil's Advocate Management?
Yeah, yep.
And you guys, and they've been around for what, just this year, and they got a pretty decent
new.
roster.
I was one of the. I think I might have been their first client. We're pretty new, and so far they're doing well. You know, they're both young guys. I'm in a pretty big, you know, company trying to make some waves, and hopefully, you know, I can do my part to help their company grow a little bit too.
Oh yeah, man. So juggling the full-time cop, you know, what is it? Major crimes? Is that what is it? Major crimes detective. Being a full-time major crimes detective and also being a professional fighter, is that a difficult task to juggle those two things? Like I would imagine you're training 5-6 times a week, right?
Yeah, it can be. Luckily, with my cases, if I was doing shift work still, it'd be a hell of a lot harder. You know, doing 12-hour shifts on days and nights rotations, it'd be a lot harder. But my schedule's pretty set, unless there's like some sort of a call out. I mean, I'm on SWAT too, so you never know. We get called out. We got called out, you know, a couple nights ago. I mean, shitty things happen, but my schedule's pretty good, man. It's all days. It's 4-10s, you know, and I can kind of get off of work and get some training in and get back home and do it again the next day. So it's not that big of a deal, honestly.
Nice. And do you see like different aspects of each profession like helping you in the other side, or like you know what I mean by that? Like
yeah, 100%.
Your attention to detail as a cop, as a special as a major crimes investigator, I would imagine that you can look at, like, I don't know, maybe I'm like going way too far into this, but you can look at film on a fighter and fucking break that shit down to the T. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. It helps definitely, especially look at like kind of body language and stuff like that. You can kind of tell when someone's more into it, and you can just pick up on certain things. But I think the biggest advantage to that police work brings to fighting is just kind of a willingness to not quit. I mean, I've been involved in some stuff that was very, very, very bad, and now if I can get through that, where the stakes are life or death, I can fight in a freaking professional environment and not for 1 second think about retreating or running away. So I've tested myself there, and I know who I am because of law enforcement. There's no second guessing anything that I do inside of a professional environment. That's fucking cupcakes to me, you know. So that just is what it is because of that. And in retrospect, sorry, go ahead.
No. It's like we're in the military and we've met the baddest of the bad people throughout our careers, and like you just said, you get put into a certain situation in your life. That's at a level of intensity and fucking fear and adrenaline. Anything after that is basically a walk in the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you guys. I mean, just experiencing like gunfights and then experiencing just a fist fight. I mean, what are we talking? It's nothing. It's still got some stress to it, but if I can survive that and fight, not only fight, but not retreat, fight, and not surrender to that. Yeah, I'm gonna be in your face this whole time, and I don't give two shits what you're gonna try to do to me because I've been through way worse. You know, that's how I look at that.
Well, I never been in a gunfight, but I did have to drive down the Kuwaiti highway, so it's it's pretty close.
You know who? Do you know Keith Richardson? Do you know like Taylor Starling and her boyfriend Keith Richardson? Are you familiar with them?
I know who they are. I'm a fan of Taylor's just from her fighting, and that amazing fight she had. But I don't know their story now.
We had Keith on. Keith was a Marine in Fallujah in 2004, and he went through. He was those Marines that replaced the 82nd Airborne guys that were down there.
Okay.
And as soon as the 82nd Airborne guys left and the Marines went in there, all fucking hell went. It went from hell to like mega hell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So and he
Doom.
was it went to doom exactly. And then when we talked to him, he was like, "Man, I got into fighting when I got back. I was going through PTSD, and the closest thing to a gunfight that I could find was a fist fight."
Yeah.
And that's why I love this shit.
I
It's like, man, you sound like a lunatic.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
He started something at his gym too for veterans to come and train at his gym that for free, you know, to
awesome.
try to help people,
With
you know, with
PTSD.
PTSD come in and kind of get that energy out and be with people and be able to talk and make friends and have an outlet. So it's a pretty good guy.
That is really cool, man. What you say, Keith Richardson? That's his name.
Keith Richardson, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He's actually fighting pretty soon. So before we move into your fighting career here, how possible is it to get away with murder nowadays? Like,
Depends on what's in the case, dude. I like to say with me, you ain't getting away. But hey, I don't know. It's
I would say a very slim chance for not like back in the day. Like
with
man,
DNA and stuff nowadays, and everybody's got Ring doorbell cameras and stuff. I mean, there's good luck.
There's cameras everywhere.
There's cameras
back in the day, we listened to these podcasts all the time on the way to work. I'm like a rideshare van, so we're always listening to every day. But like it's always like 60s, 70s, 80s, like all these really super serial killers because like people get caught, and it's not like it's impossible nowadays, but it's fucking hard. I'm sure, like you said, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just put them all together, DNA, all that.
There's just too much technology, dude. It really is. I mean, it's a tough time to be a criminal for sure.
Good.
All right, man. So let's talk about you as a fighter. You made your debut back at BKFC 16. The fight, depending on who you talk to, and Mike and I have watched it. I swear to God, we watched it the night it happened. We watched it several times since then, but because we booked you to come on the show, obviously we watched that fucking 46-second fight 50 goddamn times in the last 2 days. And all we can come down to was that you did nothing wrong. Melvin did nothing wrong.
No.
And the referee had no idea what the hell he was doing in the ring. Is this kind of like?
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. You know what I mean? I can see both sides. You know what I mean? The way I try to look at it is this: I stay in a fighter's perspective. You know, I try not to involve myself too much in what referee did or didn't do. Of course, if I'd have been in Melvin's position, I probably would have been just as upset. I've actually been on the wrong side of, controversial stoppages in MMA, but when a guy is just eating punches like that, and if I kind of get where the referee was seeing, I'm not saying I'm not going to say, I won the fight. I'm not going to say he was wrong, but I see both sides for sure.
You do what you had to do. I mean, hey, just keep on moving.
No. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. Keep going until the referee tells you to stop. But if this was not a BKFC ring where the ropes are not bars, like he was basically, if it was a rope, he would have never been held up like that. He would have fallen down. You would have been pushed back by the ref, and the ref would have gave him a standing 8 count, and we would have been able to see you guys fight for a little more than 46 seconds.
Yeah.
So I feel like you both sort of got robbed because honestly, I feel like you were like on your way to finishing that fight anyway. So, you know what I mean? Like nothing to take away from Melvin, but
I agree with you.
Yeah. So I'm sure you were happy with the fight, with the victory, right?
I mean, I knew. I had no doubt going into it. I was gonna win by some sort of knockout. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was gonna be that quick.
Now, is there a reason why you haven't? I mean, I know it was just 3 events ago, but you didn't sustain any damage in that fight. No, you could have gotten right back in there. Is there any reason why? Or are you taking some time?
A little bit. I tried. I wanted to kind of get a quicker turnaround. I did wait. I didn't get a fight as fast as I wanted, but that's sometimes there's things out of my control. That's why I have management, and I would have liked to fought quicker, but we got a fight coming up soon, and it's all kind of laser focused on that, and it is what it is. I don't want to wait this long for the next one though. I'll say that for sure.
Does it piss you off that there was a little bit of controversy, so to say, that more, it seems like right away, everyone, even the commentators, like right away talking about the ref and not about your win. Does that mess with you a little bit?
No, my fist touched his face and he went by. I mean, that's bottom line. His ass touched down because I touched him with my fist, and that's what my job was. And
you cracked him hard, dude.
Yeah.
You were looking.
He touched me. I stayed up. I touched him. He went down.
I always wonder that though, because there's lots of different fights along the way where there's something that happens in the fight that takes away from the fighter, and then everyone's talking about that thing and not kind of focusing on the performance.
And look, let's be honest. On paper, I was supposed to lose that fight. I don't know if there's a more accomplished fighter on their roster than Melvin Guillard, at least at the guy's headlined UFC event. Who else can say that, really?
Oh, he's got a ton of fights.
The only other guy was actually on that card, Leonard Garcia.
Correct.
And he's retired now. So, yes, he had, 74 fights going into that fight against you?
Yeah, and then being from Louisiana, I mean, Melvin, that was almost like, holy shit, I'm going to fight Melvin. Like, that's a cool thing. So, nothing that I have a high respect for Melvin. Is he what he used to be? Probably not. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's something that I can be proud of, and I don't care at all what anybody says.
Yeah,
that's a victory for me, and I'm moving on to the next one. And I'm not going to waste time, thinking about.
I wanted to ask you about that. Being from the same area, you guys never trained together. You guys never actually fought each other. Did you know each other at all before that?
Well, my coach, my longtime coach, and training partner, Rich Clementi, and him didn't get along. So there was no training together. But it's funny because my coach now, Kenny Stevens, was on season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter with Melvin, and they knew each other really well. So I know a lot of people who know Melvin more personally than I do, but he's always just kind of been like just a local guy that, made it. And I have nothing but respect for the dude.
Would you run it back with him if he wanted, or are you looking to move on from that?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's got to make sense. I mean, he's 0-2 now on, BKFC.
Right.
I'm 1-0. I'm looking to progress. It doesn't, I don't think it makes sense to me to unless he gets a couple wins. I mean, it is what it is. That's
right. If he would have appealed the call and like the commission said that the ref was a moron and they called it a no contest, then the run back would have made sense. But now, now you got like Zion Tomlinson out there. You got the guy we just talked to, Jay Jackson, who's going to be making his debut at July 23rd. If he wins, you and Jay would be a good fight. But then you got Alan Belcher, a UFC veteran coming in, probably around that weight class. I mean, you got options. And that leads me to my next question. Are there talks about a fight for you coming up? Has Devil's Advocate got you an opponent?
Yeah. Everything it's not signed yet, but there's an offer. There is an opponent. Obviously, the normal BKFC stuff, you can't say who it is. It's going to be August 20th.
Okay.
I'll say that in Biloxi on BKFC 20. So that's when the next one's going to be. It's a tough guy. Nothing doesn't have the resume as my last opponent, does. Right. But still a tough guy nonetheless. I respect anybody that goes up against me. That's kind of the way I carry myself. But I don't plan things being any different than last time, short of the quote unquote controversy.
Is it somebody that we know?
Or
that's on BKFC already or Total Line?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I think he's a tryout cat.
Well, you know what, man? I feel like a guy in your position can do a lot of damage in that weight class. Especially because BKFC being so new and they're establishing these weight classes. They don't even have a 185 title. You know what? They got guys like Dakota Cochran and Lorenzo Hunt, but Lorenzo Hunt is busy elsewhere right now. Lorenzo Hunt is a scary dude at 185, 195, 205.
Awesome. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. So you got him, you got Dakota Cochran, you got Joe Riggs, who just fought against Hector Lombard in a weight class that he shouldn't even have fought in. He's probably more like a 185er.
Yeah.
They're starting to really build that weight class up. Zion Tomlinson, you know what I mean?
Good.
Noah Cutter. So.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's
Ryan
no
Jones
talent. Yeah, there's no shortage of talent for sure. There's plenty of good matchups to make, and look, the title's up for grabs. And if I'd be lying if I said my aspirations weren't to be the champion of the world, because it is, and that's what I'm laser focused on. I've been doing this fight game for a long time, longer than most of the guys on the roster. That's for sure. Whether or not just years do count for something, experience counts for something, and whether or not people know who I am, I'm going to put on good fights, and I'm going to win a lot of fights, and I'm going to put BKFC in a position where there is some serious conversation to be had of who's going to fight this guy for a title.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? Joe Ivy in the comments, you're a handsome gentleman. You got the look. You're a big, muscly dude. You're a cop. You're a religious guy, right? Yeah, I see the shirt there. Is that your shirt? Is that your
I just like this shirt, dude.
I was gonna say, is that the Scott O'Shaughnessy shirt there? Do you have shirts available somewhere?
I do. It's Team Reaper put some shirts together for us. I know they're going to do another round, I'm sure, for the next. But I mean, I'm a big walking threats. They've always been super nice to me. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with them, but yeah, no shirts yet. But we might get something coming custom. We'll see.
All right, man. Well, we're going to do a quick speed round with you, just like we did with Jay Jackson. Everyone's going to get to know Mr. Scott O'Shaughnessy, the Irish Spartan. Did you like the poster I made for you? I don't know.
Yeah, dude. That was impressive. That was legit. I'm about to take that one a little bit and steal it.
No, dude. Anything I make for any of the guests that come on this show, you are free to use it as much as you want. Just don't take my logo off of it.
Nicholas Sherlock says, yes, we have T-shirts on the Fight Sport Focus website.
There we go.
Mr. Nicholas Sherlock, who's going to be back. Hey, before we do the speed round, is it true Sherlock's getting back in the cage soon?
Yeah, August 28th. We got
Empire, right?
Empire, yeah. He's got a good fight coming up. We got to get his butt in shape, and I think he's going to no different than his last one.
You know what? I think on his last one, he said, this was my last hurrah. And now here we are back again.
He won in what? I think he knocked the guy out in like
20 seconds or something.
Yeah, I mean, I know what he felt. He ain't getting rid. He's going to want to feel that drug again. Good luck with time after a performance like that.
Yeah. You keep knocking people out in under 30 seconds, and you're just going to keep on coming back. 25 retirements later, Sherlock's back in the ring.
I think guys fuck you low sometimes, and it goes south. But hey, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, right, brother. Here we go. Number one, let's get to know Mr. O'Shaughnessy. Here we go. Honest thoughts on TikTokers and YouTubers making their way into mainstream combat sports.
I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? You got to look at it in the way I can only kind of concern myself with what concerns me. If it affects me in a negative way, then it's different. It doesn't affect me in a negative way. I can see both arguments, but the way I look at it, I want to make money, right? I'm a prize fighter. I want to make money. If the company is making more money by putting this kind of stuff on, I'm going to make more money in return. Mm-hmm. So because of that, do what you got to do. I'm not going to hate on it. I mean, if they're not going to put them against someone like me because they're going to get hurt, but there's opponents out there that can fight. That, it is what it is. Do what you got to do to make your company succeed. I'm whatever. No sweat.
I say a rising tide, right? A rising tide lifts all boats. So that's how it goes. I actually, real quick to interject, here's your boy right here.
That's it. There he is, dude. Papa Bear.
Yo, he looks like he's fighting my cousin Andy. I'm going to call up Andy after this and say, are you about to get fucked up by Nick Sherlock?
Better watch out.
You better watch out.
Sherlock the bounty hunter going to get your ass.
He's about to get your ass. All right, number two, here we go. Would you rather have an 8th day of the week or a 25th hour of the day?
25th hour of the day. There's too much shit to do. I need more time.
I mean, you get a whole day though. I don't know.
Yeah. But,
I was looking at that as like an extra hour of sleep. So
yep.
here we go. Number 3. If you could pick one of these opponents to fight, Alan Belcher, Dakota Cochran, Joe Riggs.
Belcher's a buddy of mine, so not Alan. I've been knowing Alan for a long time. I'd probably choose Riggs out of that one just because he's a stud. Dakota's, I mean, either one. It's like a B or a C. I could care less.
Dude, Alan Belcher looks like he's in the best shape of his damn life right now.
He's a freaking animal right now, dude. Like insane. It's going to be crazy.
So since you're friends with him, is he going to be on that August card?
As far as his social media is he's talking about it. So if he's saying that on social media, I would assume, yeah. I don't know who he's going to fight though. I haven't heard that like off, offline. I don't know. I haven't heard any rumors or nothing yet.
Mike, I can't wait to go to Biloxi.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice. I'll tell you that.
It's a damn shame we didn't get to go to, 16. We better get to this one.
Here we go. Most realistic crime show on TV.
Southland.
Southland?
Yeah,
I haven't even seen it.
It's pretty realistic, but like from an investigative standpoint, Bosch ain't bad. Bosch is pretty realistic. If you ever saw Bosch on Amazon Prime.
There we go. That's solid information. I'm gonna have to check those out.
What do you think about The Wire? You like that show?
The Wire's I like The Wire a lot, but I'm not. That's kind of more like narc stuff, and it's just not up my alley.
Yeah,
like wiretaps and whatnot. Does wiretaps even happen anymore?
It's hard.
It's all cell phones.
It's hard to get a wiretap warrant. We don't even mess with that kind of stuff. I've never even thought about doing one.
I wouldn't even can you wiretap a cell phone?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't see how you would
hack right into that shit.
Yeah, I don't see how you would even do it, man. I mean, I don't know.
There you go, drug dealers and murderers that keep buying burner phones. Just keep on doing what you're doing. They could not.
We have a lot of drug dealers and murderers that watch our show.
Your phone will tell you everything we need to know. I'll tell you that much right now.
Large demographic of the Mission Accomplished show is.
All right. And last question. Here we go. Oh shit. Here we go. Number 5. Who wins the Conor Poirier trilogy this weekend and how?
Oh, my boy Dustin. I've been knowing Dustin for a long time. A friend of mine.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, Dustin, his when he started training with Tim Crater, they used to always come around. We always kind of mingled and trained a little bit together. Dustin's an awesome dude. I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. I like what he's done for the sport.
Well, you're the Irish Spartan.
Yeah, I can't go against Dustin. I really can't. I think it's going to be very similar. I would say almost damn near identical in my prediction to the first fight. I think Conor's going to give him some pretty big problems for the early goings of that fight, and Dustin's just too tough. When it comes down to fighting, when you got a battle like that, the mentally tougher guy more times than not is going to come out victorious. And I think Dustin's been through too much bad stuff. He's the real deal. I think Dustin's going to be victorious. I'd say 3rd round TKO, some sort of stoppage, 3rd round.
There you go. 3rd round TKO by Mr. O'Shaughnessy. Now, me and Mike have talked about this. I think that, and a lot of people, a lot of Conor defenders will be like, nah, you're wrong. But when you reach a certain level of comfort in life, when you have $400 million in the bank and you travel strictly by, Rolls Royce, private jet, and yacht, when you get cracked in a fight, and that flash comes in your eyes, you're like, do I want to keep going, or do I want to just fucking, sit, go
still
home
making more than everyone else?
That's a real question. That comes in your head,
right?
And you got to have a why. I think Dustin's got a bigger why.
And and with Dustin's on the top of his game right now, and Conor, does he have a 2nd or 3rd kid now, Mike? Or does he have a 3rd kid now? 3rd?
I don't know.
I don't know, so. but he's building a family. He's building an empire, and the last thing he needs is brain damage. So I don't know. To me, I feel like Dustin cracks him, and it's Dunsky.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I think it's going to be a good fight. Conor McGregor is awesome. I mean, I'm not a hater on him. The dude is the real deal.
Yes, 3 kids for Connor. Joe Ivy in the house. All right, my man. So, hey, with that said, we really look forward to seeing you back in the ring. We didn't get enough of a taste of Scott O'Shaughnessy in the bare knuckle ring. We've seen your MMA fights. We go on YouTube. Everyone can go on YouTube and see you. But we want to see you in the ring slinging bare hands.
That's it.
Hope to see you in there soon. We'll give you an opportunity to shout out your sponsor, shout out your management, and you can get on going.
Yeah. Sponsors right now, we got Walking Threat has been a big help for me. Mary Jane's House of Glass, Devil's Advocate Management, Fight Sports Focus. My coach Kenny Stevens, who's he kind of reinvigorated the fighting warrior inside of me for bare knuckle, and I couldn't do it without him. And obviously my management, Devil's Advocate, like I said, Nick Sherlock and Jeff Hoffman. Thank you guys for having me on. Thank the fans for watching, and if they don't watch the events, we don't have jobs as far as fighters are concerned. So, I'm appreciative. Thanks, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, Dave Feldman and Nate Shook, and I'll see y'all August 20th, man.
Hell yeah, and everyone go follow that Instagram at the bottom of the screen there, Scott_Oshag.
That's it.
You don't have any other social medias? I was trying to find them.
There's a Facebook. Management controls my Facebook. I don't even. I'll be lying if he could put up there real quick. I don't know it. But yeah, I feel like a dummy. I don't know my own Facebook.
Your Facebook. Hold on.
Facebook. It
might just be Scott O'Shaughnessy.
BKFC something. It's something.
Man, Mike's trying to find it. But
Scott, the Irish Spartan O'Shaughnessy, BKFC.
Scott, the Irish Spartan O'Shaughnessy at BKFC.
No, it's just BKFC. Just Scott, the Irish Spartan O'Shaughnessy, BKFC. That's
there. It is.
Page.
There's
At
your boy,
Irish
Nicholas
Spartan,
Sherlock.
BKFC.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Irish Spartan. Tune in to him soon. He'll be back in the BKFC squared circle, wreaking havoc once again. Thank you for coming on, sir. You're welcome back anytime.
And thank y'all for your service too. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate you too.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
Bye.
Take care.
All right. Another killer in the house, Mike.
I got to get used to this fucking stupid thing that's on the side of this. I keep bumping into it. I hope you guys don't hear it.
What, the little thing you got on there? This thing?
Yeah. I'm not used to it. I got a computer over here. I'm trying to type, and I keep hitting it with my arm. I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah, well, you know what? You know what that does? It cuts down on the...
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Does it cut down? Can you hear this? When I do this, can you hear that? No? You don't hear that?
I can't hear shit, dude.
I don't. Maybe you're friggin' deaf.
I could barely see, I could barely hear, and I can't smell shit.
Yeah.
So, with that said, why don't we bring in our veteran guest for the evening? We're bringing back a veteran. I don't think we had a veteran on in a couple weeks, actually 2 weeks.
Excuse me.
Fuck me. Oh, we're veterans. I understand that, Mike. Jesus Christ, calm down. Here we go. Mr. Sergeant First Class, Irving Cortes. What is going on, my friend? Long time no see.
Man? Yes, sir. How you been?
What's going on? So this is Irving Cortes, 20-year veteran in the Army. He is a recruiter extraordinaire, a fitness guru, a musician. What else do you do there, Irving?
I cook.
Didn't you used to cut hair back in the day?
Do you dance?
I do cut hair as well. That is true. I was cutting the sergeant major and the first sergeant everybody when we were deployed.
I remember that.
My only customer, my only customer now is my son, but he's actually away at basic training right now, so I don't have any customers at the moment. Yeah,
dude, proud dad moment, huh? When did he leave?
Absolutely. He left on June 15th. Yep. So he's down at Fort Benning right now, loving life.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike went to Benning. He's a Benning boy.
Yep.
What MOS did he go in as?
11 Bravo.
Oh, here we go. Active?
No, guard. Yep.
Guard. And we got a little bit of a delay.
He's going to be in the 102nd.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's badass. Good for him. Good for you. I mean, that must be amazing for you and your wife. So what do you got going on these days? Now you're 20 years in the military. You got a deployment under your belt. You're a recruiter still?
Yep. Yeah, I'm recruiting. Still got a few years left to ride out this AGR thing and get my 20 years active before I retire. So yeah, still recruiting.
All right. So I got to ask you this, man. How often do you find yourself like feeling bad about lying to children about joining the?
Never.
Never.
You know what? Honestly, I say that because, I've experienced so many things over my 14 and a half years or so of being a recruiter, interacting with other recruiters, whether they're National Guard, active duty, whatever. And I'll be honest, I have experienced some really shady recruiters, and I've seen and heard people say some really, crazy things to applicants, or people that are already in the Guard. And I'm just like, man, that's crazy, And being that I recruit in Hartford, I'm from Hartford, I live in the area, I tell my people all the time, if I feed you a load of crap, you're going to see me at the mall, you're going to see me at church, you're going to see me at the movies, you're going to see me with my family, your family's going to see me, so there's no way I could recruit in the same area for 14 and a half years and be successful if I was, being that shady recruiter, because the word would get around. Everybody would know that Sergeant First Class Cortez is, full of crap.
We're breaking balls when we say that, but 14 and a half years as a recruiter in the state of Connecticut. Are you the longest tenure? Are you? You never hear of recruiters that long, staying that long in that spot.
Yeah. So for street recruiters, people still out, beating the street, I think I might actually be the longest tenured recruiter right now. There are some other people that are still within the battalion that have been around, longer than I have, but they're in some other positions right now, whether they're squad leaders, team chiefs, or, RSP and stuff like that. So I think I may actually be the longest tenured street recruiter right now.
Impressive, Irvin. So your time in the military has come, right? Like, you've done all this stuff. Now I see you online, you're playing the guitar, you're singing. Was that always a thing that you did, or is that something that you picked up along the way?
Music in general has always been in my life. My mom sings, my brother sings, which, you know him too, but you probably had no idea that he sings. I grew up singing in church, I was singing in the kids choir. My mom was the choir director, so it's always been a part of my life. I started playing the bass guitar back in 2005. And, I always messed around with the acoustic guitar a little bit here and there over the years, but honestly, it wasn't until COVID that I had so much time on my hands that I really started picking it up, and started practicing it to the point that I could, play and sing at the same time.
Who's your favorite bass guitar player?
Man. Robert Trujillo.
Robert Trujillo.
If you've never heard of him,
no.
Yeah, if you've never heard of him, Google his name. The guy is a monster. It's spelled Trujillo.
I have to look it up.
You should hear Mike sing. Mike's got a voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't you hear? Come on.
An actual angel or like a fallen angel?
Way worse than a fallen angel, I'll tell you that.
Oh man, how do you think we get everybody to love us when we go to these events? Like Mike singing and dancing like a fool, and I'm doing interviews all over that place.
That makes sense. Just have Mike serenade everybody.
I do some break dancing, a little bit of windmill, a couple of flares, crab walk.
That's actually true. Mike's a former breakdancer.
I got a bad story about the worm. I had never done one since. The one I just said, as like a lot of people do the worm, I landed on one of my nuts just before a show. Yeah. So we were practicing in high school. We had like these talent shows, and we had like a Christmas show. I remember the first year they were like, whatever, ain't gonna be a big deal. And then we did it, and everybody loved it. So we're practicing to do this, and I'm doing the worm, and then wham, I landed. I remember I got right up and ran to the bathroom. Like immediately. I didn't say a word. I just got up and ran. And I was like, oh God, I thought I was going to throw up. And then I was like, never again. I'm never doing the worm again. It's not even the greatest move. You know what I mean? Like I said, never again. I never did it again. I swear to God, never did it again. It was the word before the show. And I felt
everybody
like
must have been standing around like, man, Mike really had to take a crap.
Yeah. I went, see ya.
Now, Joey Rogers, our boy Joe Rowe over there, says that you wrote your vows into a song and then you sang them to your bride while playing the guitar at the wedding ceremony.
Yeah. So speaking of Joe, I just got to throw this plug in here real quick. He told me to let you and Mike know to stop playing games and get your headshots done.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, on this last trip, so like Mike and I just went to BKFC 18 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we're hustling hard when we go down there. It's a 4-day trip, and the minute we get off the plane, it is balls to the wall the entire time. And I'm like, man, Mike, honestly, we need to expand our crew by like 1 or 2 more people. And I really truly believe that Joe Rowe with his camera in hand would be a huge asset to our team and to his business. Imagine J. William Photography taking action shots of bare knuckle fighting, blood flying, teeth flying, knuckles hitting. Like the shit that he could get down there would make his business grow. So you want to bust our balls about headshots? We'll do some headshots. You come on a trip with us. Let's do it, man.
I'll tell you what, it's now, BKFC is definitely not a wedding, but talent is talent. The guy's good. So I think he'd definitely be a great addition to your team.
Oh, and he truly seems to love recruiting like yourself. Like he's been in there for what, 7 years now, 7, 8 years been a recruiter.
I think maybe a little longer. I know it's been a while.
Look at you too.
It's I always forget how long he's been an actual recruiter because I've known Joe for probably 15 years or so. I knew him before he was actually a recruiter when we were both working down at RSP for a while before either one of us became a recruiter. So his timeline in my head is a little blurry.
He says a decade now. Were you guys drill sergeants down there?
No, neither one of us went to drill sergeant school, but I mean, we basically fulfilled that role, for a while we were down there at RSP, training soldiers, you know what I mean? Half left face, front lean arrest, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned your brother earlier. How is your brother? I haven't seen him in a really long time. How's he doing? My brother's doing well, man. He actually just got a new hip not too long ago, and he's super pumped. His recovery is going really well. They just moved him on to the next phase of that, and so he's excited. He's up, he's mobile, he's moving around, he's feeling good. So, yeah, he's doing well, man. Hell yeah! And another thing I wanted to ask you: when we were deployed in 2003, I believe you did some boxing, correct? This is a combat sports show.
Yep.
Did you or did you not compete in a few boxing tournaments while we were overseas?
I definitely did. Yeah. It's funny how that happened. I don't know if you remember Rosario. We used to just lift a lot of weights. Me and him were just, bro sessions every day, kind of like you and Joe were talking about, when he was on not too long ago. So me and Rosario were in the gym all the time, and I put on a whole bunch of weight. And then I heard about this smoker that they were doing in Doha, and I was like, man, I've always wanted to box. I want to do that. I don't know if you remember, but in the gym, in the cardio room, there was always, these guys from reserve unit in Texas that were boxing. And I just went up to them one day. I was like, hey, you guys mind if I train with you? And they're like, no, let's go, man. So I started training with those guys, and I trained for a month before I jumped into that smoker in Camp Doha. Yeah.
How did you do? I don't remember. Did you win?
I ended up winning by decision. Yep, unanimous decision.
There you go, man. That's awesome. I remember you and Zach. Zach got in there too, and there was a girl.
I don't know if you remember Ulmer from Mississippi. He was real big guy. Had like the gap in his teeth. Yeah, he ended up fighting in that smoker too. I think he stopped his opponent in the second round or something like that.
There was a female from the 4th ID that was working with us. Her last name was Gator. I don't remember what her first name was. Big chick, man. And
Allison.
No, probably not. Probably not Allison Gator.
No, not alligator.
Not alligator. Nah, good one, Mike. Hey, what do you call alligator in a vest? I learned that on the embedded. An investigator. Remember that?
Oh shit.
Oh. Dustin Poirier taught me that one just the other day. Hey, so that girl, I think she like demolished the chick that she boxed in that. But like a week or two before that boxing tournament, she was ground guiding me on the airfield as I was putting an engine into a Blackhawk, and she didn't pay attention. She didn't pay attention to the main rotor blade above me, and I fucking clipped the tip cap and grounded a aircraft that was supposed to go to Baghdad. It was supposed to go north. And
now they trust Kyle with all of them.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That kind of stuff makes officers mad.
Oh yeah. So I ran back to the office, and I was like, I found Dillis. I don't know if you remember Sergeant Dillis. I found Dillis. I was like, hey, if if some sergeant major or somebody calls, they're looking for me. I fucking I grounded an aircraft, but they told me to just get out of there. He's like, what? And sure enough, me, the major, the Mr. Walters, the warrant officer, we were all, yeah. And now Kyle runs the show. What do you think
Trust
about
you with
that?
all the blades now?
Yeah. All the blades, the blade show. Fuckers.
That's the way it works, man.
Now, hey, all right, let's move on to you have a brand now. You got a fitness brand called Xavage.
I'm
there you go. Plug that shit, man.
sitting here at Xavage Fitness headquarters.
There you go. So is it just fitness apparel, fitness equipment? What is it?
Yeah, so it's both. We're a fitness apparel and accessory company. I got one of my hats on right now. You can see that there. So we're coming out with some cool fitness apparel. We got this really cool, cheetah print foam roller that's coming out soon. I sent you some pictures. I don't know if people may have seen it on the dope promo. There it is. Got
look at that.
shaker
Look
cup
at that.
and some ladies apparel out so far. Yeah.
Now I noticed that
so
the pants,
just,
the pants
something
really
that,
accentuate something there.
Yuck.
Yuck.
the calves.
Yeah, they accentuate the calves. Mike, you should put those pants on, man.
You guys,
I think that's
listen,
what they were designed for.
I will put that model to shame.
No, but for real, no, but your stuff looks legit. I mean, like that's good looking stuff. And hey, what girl doesn't like taking a nice gym selfie for real? There you go, gym selfie galore. Yeah. You got the shaker bottle. You got the freaking foam roller.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Get rid of this real quick.
A lot of people might feast their eyes, on the right there in the center there, but that hottie on the bottom right, that's my wife, man. Look at that thing.
Oh, geez, there you go.
Oh. Yeah.
Irvin's doing all right for himself, ladies and gentlemen.
I had to throw that.
Congratulations on that. No, but
in trouble.
Everybody should go to your website, go check out your stuff. How long has this been off the ground? Like you just started?
So we actually just there's something that we started working on in March, just a few months ago, and like I said, we've been working hard, just trying to get everything up and running, working with manufacturers, trying to make our ideas come to life. We're getting our Shopify store up and running right now. We have that cheetah print foam roller that's getting ready to be posted up on Amazon here in a couple weeks. So we've been working hard. We got a lot of things going, and we're just trying to make it happen. We think like you said, the stuff looks good. We want to create products that look good, that are quality, that people are going to enjoy, and something we can be proud of.
Right. And what meathead doesn't walk around with a shaker bottle in his hand most of the day? So you know what I mean. It looked good on there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so everyone go to www.savagefitness.com and check out their stuff, spelt with an X, obviously. You see it on the screen there. So what we do on this show is we do the speed round. We do 5 questions of, off-topic stuff. We're going to do that, but while we do that, we always throw the crisis hotline up there at the bottom for all you veterans watching out there. Anybody that needs help, make sure you use the resources that are available to you. You know what I mean, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can't be too proud to reach out and ask for help when you need it.
There's always help. There's always somebody there to talk to, and a lot of people wait to the last minute, and you know what? It's there for a reason. Speed round with Irving Cortes of Xavage Fitness, Sergeant First Class, 20-year veteran. Here we go. Number 1. How would you describe your military career as a whole? Describe it.
As a whole.
Yes.
Fulfilling. I think that's a good word. Nice and quick. That's a good way to describe it.
It is. And as you say, fulfilling. I don't know about you, but I am 1,000% positive that I would not have the wife and family and the house and the success that I have. If I didn't join the military, I would be in jail or someplace else. And I promise you that. Just go look at my group of friends, and you'll know that that's probably a true statement. Fulfilling. Anybody that's watching, it's not a bad decision. Ask Mike. Where would you be, Mike?
Probably in the exact same place that you're saying.
He'd be doing the worm somewhere, crushing his nuts.
I'd have no nuts left. I mean, negative nuts. But same thing. House, family, kids, wife, cars, throwing 4th of July parties that get canceled, shit like that.
All right, numero dos. When was the last time you ate an MRE?
Let's see here. When was the last time you ate an MRE? Man, it's been a while. I haven't eaten an MRE in years. I'm living that cush recruiter life, man.
That's why I asked the question.
You know what? I probably ate an MRE, years ago, at RSP or something like that. Maybe if we were on the go. I don't know. It's probably been 10 years or something like that. It's been a long time. And as far as a favorite, I was always down for anything that had chicken in it. Chicken tetrazzini, chicken with rice. I feel like you could never go wrong with any of the MREs that were chicken.
Really?
What's the matter, Mike? What do you got to say about that?
I'm scared of the chicken ones, man.
All right, number 3.
I mean, let's be real. We all know it's probably not chicken, but as far as taste goes, it definitely was on the higher end of the spectrum.
I'm gonna have to try one.
You know what? But the MREs get the job done. And I got to tell you, I became the first sergeant. I've been first sergeant for maybe a month, right? And 2 weeks into being this, there was a miscommunication, and there was not 12 meals held for these 12 soldiers that were at the EST training. So when they came to the chow hall, they're like, first sergeant, where's the food? Okay, I got him a box of MREs. I bring the MREs and slap them on the table. Collective. I was like, you know what? Shut the and this is where I was like, and when I walked away from there, I was like, fuck him. I might have just lost the first sergeant position before I even really got into it. This is what I told him. I was like, you know what? You guys could shut the fuck up. All right. I said, you bitch. The number one complaint that comes across the desk is the chow hall food's no good. You bitch about the chow hall food. Well, guess what? The chow hall food's not here, and you bitch about the MREs. So you guys could do one or two things. Shut the fuck up and eat the MREs, or go out on the town and spend your own money. Either way, I don't give a fuck. That's your lunch.
Yeah. I bet they ate the MREs too.
They ate the MREs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I walked away from there. I was like, oh, man, somebody there is going to complain. This new day and age, someone's going to complain, and I just lost a job. But you know what? Nobody said anything, so thank God. I love you all for not saying anything. You're not a bunch of rats.
Listen, it could have been worse. You could have been the first sergeant to let his troops starve. So,
you know what? That's another way to look at it. Oh God. What? All right. Okay. Have you taken the have you taken the new ACFT, Irvin?
I have.
How'd you
I
do?
just took it a couple months ago, back in May. I did well. I think I got like a 520 something like that. I think it was.
Do you think that it's easier than the old one?
I think it's probably easier if you're the type of person that is looking to just pass bare minimum, just get by, you know. I think it's probably easier if you're that type of person. But overall, you know, if you're the type of person that really likes to push yourself, if you like to exceed the standards, I think it's more challenging. And in my opinion, it's way better than the APFT. I enjoy doing the ACFT because to me it's, you know, it's like a fun workout. You know, it's kind of like doing a CrossFit style kind of workout as opposed to just push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2-mile run.
I agree with you. I feel like it's easier to pass, harder to max.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. If you're maxing the ACFT, you are a freaking stud.
Oh my God. Forget that. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
Maxing, that's tough, man. Dude, that run, imagine like maxing out that run after all that. That's good. That's gonna be the hardest thing to do. And that's like my best event is running. Forget it.
Right. Yeah, I'm all set. You could keep that noise.
Number 4, greatest Eddie Murphy movie ever made.
Ooh, I'm gonna definitely have to go with Coming to America.
Nice.
My son works.
Chocolate.
What about number 2?
Nah, number 2, not so much.
Well, no. What about number 2? Like Eddie Murphy movies? What I mean.
Oh, number 2.
What comes in second place?
I think number 2. Maybe Nutty Professor. That was pretty funny.
I'm a Harlem Nights fan. Harlem Nights.
I loved the Golden Child.
Harlem Nights was good.
Loved it.
The Golden Child. Beverly Hills Cop. Come on.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop thinking, Axel. It makes my dick itch. All right. And the last question for you, sir. Here we go. Who wins the Conor Poirier trilogy this weekend and how?
I'm gonna agree with your last guest. My apologies to him. I'm horrible with names. I think he was the Irish Spartan, if I'm not mistaken.
Scott O'Shaughnessy.
I'm gonna go with so I think Poirier is going to win this one again. I think he's going to stop. I think he's gonna stop McGregor maybe 3rd, 4th round. Exactly like you said. I think Conor's gonna come out motivated. I think he's gonna give him some trouble. I think Dustin's going to be able to weather storm and take him out.
Man, it's crazy how many people are not picking Conor McGregor nowadays. He has lost all faith. Most fans are done. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
He's shown his.
You know what though? I think in this. I think in this particular situation, it's not even so much as losing faith in Conor. I think a lot of people just have a lot of faith in Dustin. He's shown that grit and that mental toughness for so many years now, and I don't know. I feel like it's his time. I really want to see him get a shot at the belt, and I'd like to see him. I mean, I know he was interim champ, but to me that's crap. I hate all these games that the UFC plays with the interim belts, especially what they're doing now with the heavyweight belt. I think it's stupid. So I'd like to see him, get that belt and be able to say that he was the legit world champ, not just the interim.
That's a pretty good freaking prediction there, and it's a good reason why everyone loves Dustin Poirier, man. He's hard to not like. Right. And before we let you get on your way, hold on. Here we go. Here it is. Dave Delgado says, ask Irvin about his MMA career. Do you have an MMA career that I did not know about?
So I had a few MMA fights. After we came back from deployment, I didn't jump right back into boxing or any kind of combat sports or anything like that. I was out for a while, got married, had a couple kids, and is funny at the time. So my son was, maybe 8 years old or something like that, and he was wrestling for the Newington Blackhawks on a wrestling club. And watching him wrestle again motivated me, because I wrestled in middle school and in high school. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get in shape, and I'm going to jump into the MAWA tournament, the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Association, whatever. They do it every year. I don't know if they still do, but they used to hold it out in Willimantic. So I was like, I'm going to get in shape and just jump in the open division. So while I was in the process of training for that wrestling tournament, a friend of a friend was training for an MMA fight. And so, my wrestling experience, the other guy had some striking experience. And so he was like, hey, our mutual friend was like, he kind of put it together. He was like, hey, you're training for a wrestling tournament. This guy is a personal trainer. He'll help you get in shape for free if you just help him with his ground game a little bit. I was like, all right, cool, no problem. So while I was training with that guy, he was like, hey, the promoter was saying they need a fight around your weight. And I was like, stupidly, I was like, well, I've done a little bit of jujitsu. I wrestled. I'm in pretty good shape right now. I used to box. Yeah, screw it. I'll fight MMA. Let's do it. So I went in there with my brother as my cut man. That mutual friend was my other corner. And I went in there and I fought some dude that had I think it was maybe 10 amateur fights under his belt. And I lost a close decision, and after that, that fight was on a Saturday night. And the Wednesday after that, I walked into a gym, Underdog MMA, which is now in West Hartford. Trained there for, a few years, had a couple MMA fights, out of there at Underdog. And then I shut it down. I was just doing it as a hobby. It was something fun. And, it just got to the point where, my kids were getting older and there was a lot more activities that they had going on that they wanted to do. And, that was more important for me than to just, keep doing this hobby that, really wasn't getting me anywhere, so.
That's pretty awesome, man. I did not know that. So everybody should go check out SavageFitness.com. He's a soldier. He's a fighter. He's a father. He's a musician. He's a fitness guy. He's a fucking recruiter. He does everything. This guy literally does everything. So why not rep his brand, right? At this time, go ahead.
Man, I cook and cut hair too,
and he cooks and cuts hair. Jesus Christ, he's a modern day Renaissance man. So with that said, everybody go ahead and follow him on Instagram and Facebook at Xavage Fitness Brand, and go ahead and shout out anything you want to say now. This is your time.
I guess thank you to you guys. Thanks for having me on. This is cool, man. My 13-year-old daughter, she's always telling me, Papi, you should start your own podcast, because I'm always, with silly dad jokes and being a clown. And I was like, So thank you to you guys. Appreciate that. And like you said, follow us. Stick around. Maybe buy some stuff, and hopefully we'll keep this thing going for a while.
Hell yeah, man. Success to everybody. Why don't we catch back up down the road a little bit, all right?
Yes, sir. Hey, I got a question for you, man.
What's up?
Are you guys going to be covering the game bred fighting events?
We have had we had Charles Bennett, Jason Knight. We had 4 fighters from the game bred fight.
We had the main event.
Awesome.
We had the main event on, and we also had the first female fight on. We had Danielle Wynn and Monica Medina. We also had Jason the Kid Knight and Charles Felony Bennett. They all came on. If you did not see that episode, I would say go back and watch that, and don't watch it around your kids, because Felony
crazy
horse.
I bet. Crazy horse is awesome.
he may set a Guinness World Record for the N-word said on a podcast ever.
He's talking about hard R's too.
I'm talking hard R's. He kept calling us whiteys and honkies. It was hilarious, man. It was a very funny episode.
Listen, I'll tell you guys something. I had no idea. So when I saw some interview that Masvidal was talking about, the promotion he was coming out with, and it was bare knuckle and stuff like that. But I had no idea that it was bare knuckle MMA. I thought it was just bare knuckle boxing. And I was just scrolling through YouTube one day after, they put on their first event, and the video of the main event with Crazy Horse popped up, and I was like, it's bare knuckle MMA. I started texting all my friends. I called people. I was like, did you have any idea that this was a thing? God bless America. God bless Masvidal. This is awesome. Man, I was so pumped about that. You have no idea.
Hell yeah. And you know what? And Crazy Horse rocked Jason the Kid Knight. Jason Knight rocked him real early in the fight. We were like, oh shit, because Jason Knight,
it was like what, within the first 5-10 seconds or something like that.
Broke his nose right off the rip.
Yeah.
Broke his nose right off the rip, and we're like, oh my god, is Felony gonna actually pull this off? Because Jason Knight is no joke.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Yeah, and then he pulled off the submission. I got Felony to tell the story about knocking out Vanderlei Silva in Pride in backstage. And he was like, motherfucker, you want me to tell that story for the 10,000th goddamn time? Pay me $20. And I was like, I'll Venmo you right now. And he was
What's your cash at, bro?
yeah, dude. So I Venmo'd him right on the show. I Venmo'd him. I looked him up and I was like, boom. Showed him the Venmo, and he was like, all right, awesome. Let me tell this story. And he told the story. It was like the funniest damn thing ever. I swear to God, go back and look at it. You won't be disappointed.
Jason Knight's fighting right now on PFL.
I wonder how many times he's done that and how much money he's made off $20 $20 a pop. Just for telling the story.
20, but just for telling me. Jason Knight actually signed with PFL. Yeah, he signed with the PFL. I don't know when he's fighting, but yeah.
She said,
Jason Knight
tonight.
No. She said
in PFL said, now. I thought she meant like right now because it is third. No, it's Wednesday. Sorry.
Get your shit together, Mike.
Yeah. Shit.
All right, man. Irvin, thank you for coming on the show. You are welcome back anytime. Of course, everybody support his brand and support this man. You guys have a great night. All right.
You too, man. Coming on. It's good talking to you.
All right. Later.
She says, I didn't say right now. You said now.
She said the word now.
Now.
She didn't say right now.
Jason Knight is fighting in PFL now.
If she would have said comma now, then I would say you have an argument. But you don't have an argument, you dumb. Hey, dude, pretty awesome triple header tonight. We had Jason Jackson's a way down to earth guy. We met him down in Birmingham, and obviously he's like the easiest dude to talk to ever. And then Scott O'Shaughnessy, fucking super awesome guy, gigantic fucking monster of a human being. Serves his community. You know what I mean? Serves his community. Major crimes unit. And then we got Irving Cortes, 20-year veteran. So I couldn't be happier about this show tonight. We have a big one tomorrow night. What do you think about this one?
I'm excited about tomorrow.
We got Los Hermanos Diaz. The Diaz brothers.
That's right.
Not this one.
No.
Not him.
David or Davi. And Miguel Angel.
Yeah, Davi and Miguel are going to be on the show tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Do not miss that one. If you guys caught the interview with Davi down there at Media Day in Miami, or the post-fight interview after BKFC 18 at 2:30 in the damn morning, those guys were flying off the rails with energy that you couldn't believe. So look for those two tomorrow night, and following them, can we possibly find a crazier dude to follow those dudes? We got a guy named Tony Loco Soto, former pro skater turned pro fighter. I mean, how much fucking adrenaline do you need in your life?
It's going to be a good, fun show. We got 3 good guests coming. It's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Tune in.
Joe Ivers, that was a lovely vet guest.
Lovely.
Well, guys. Yeah. Irvin's the man. A matter of fact, for those who didn't pick up what we were putting down there, me and Irvin knew each other from 17, 18 years ago, but I literally haven't seen him probably since 04, maybe 05. He's a fucking beast, man. That kid's a savage. He's like a jack of all trades. And anybody that could be a fucking recruit for 14 and a half years, that's being military people like me and Mike and that guy.
I only recruit on like special occasions. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Mike. I still can't figure out how to point at you.
You know what I'm saying? You're pointing at me right now.
Yeah, I figured. I got it, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Mike.
Look at it's the wrong way. Every way is the wrong way.
Anyways, dude.
Yeah, but we have to recruit like just random, like, oh, they need help recruiting at such and such place. And I'm like, yeah, I volunteer for that stuff. But that's about it. I don't be doing that shit. It's too much.
No.
I can't do that full time. I'll do it. I'll do recruiting events. I'll always do it. When people come in and they tour the unit and stuff, I'm always the first person. Like, oh, I give them the tour, give them everything. It's a whole show when they come in. But am I going to do that every day, all day? Hell no, never.
Hell no.
Don't ever even ask me about it because I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Hey, so hold up. I'm gonna give a preview real quick, just so everyone knows what we got going on. So we came back from that BKFC 18.
Mm-hmm.
We literally didn't. Oh shit! Hold up. Can you hear me?
No.
We literally didn't have a single show booked when we went down to Florida. We came back.
That's how we do it.
Tomorrow night, we got the Diaz brothers, Davi and Miguel, followed by Tony Loco Soto. Next Wednesday, we have Zion Tomlinson Sr., Josh Sykes, and Arnold A.J. Adams, the former BKFC heavyweight champion, who will be fighting Mick Terrell coming up at BKFC 19. Are you fucking kidding me? We got Arnold Adams next Wednesday. Next Thursday, Britton Hart, followed by a guy named Sky Moiseschik. I don't know how to say his name.
We'll learn his name by the time that show comes up.
We'll learn his name. The Wednesday after that, Crystal Pittman and number one prospect coming out of the BKFC tryouts, Devin Gibson. And then the night after that, Nolan Smith, another prospect coming out of the tryout, signed to the Smith brothers. So I'm telling you right now, you guys got a lot of entertainment coming up real soon.
Prospect from the tryouts, two of them coming on our show. I know Devin Gibson. I don't know if he's Shag Hennessy's size, but what about the other gentleman that's coming on? He did say from the tryouts, didn't he?
Nah, I don't think it's him, bro.
You don't think it's the other dude?
No, absolutely not. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. No, I'm looking at timelines and shit and events and whatnot, and I don't think it's him. But it would be nice if the BKFC would tell us who these people are fighting before, like 2 days before the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like it's one of the most frustrating things that it just like it goes up my ass sideways. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it anymore. Why are we waiting so long to fucking tell people when the fight is going to be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's going to fight? When's it going to be? Why do we have to wait? Okay, hey, we know Tony Loco Soto's going to fight, and this isn't a real fight, guys. We know that Scott is going to fight, right? Scott O'Shaughnessy. Oh, but they're fighting each other. But we can't say they're fighting each other. We just know that Scott's fighting and we know that Tony's fighting, but we can't tell anybody about it. It blows my mind.
It does. It blows my mind.
It kills me. It kills me inside. And we got all these other fights that are on the poster. So all those people know who they're fighting and everybody knows who's fighting on those fights. But how come these other guys can't fucking get that shit out so they can do their thing? I don't know. It drives me nuts.
I don't know.
It drives me nuts, man.
It makes me go loco. And we're going to talk to Loco Soto.
It does. It makes me go loco.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to really try hard.
But I do like that.
I'm going to pull that information out of Tony Loco Soto tomorrow night.
I like the feeling, but I hate the thought of it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great show. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Do not miss it. The Diaz brothers and Tony Loco Soto. Peace to your bum crease.
Peace.